Welcome back to the Diamond Niner Fans Podcast for the week of May 28th, 2018. I'm Nick, joined as always by Kevin.
What's up, Niner Nation?
And producer Brad, making it go behind the scenes. Go! There he is. Kevin, doing a little something different here. This is the conference tournament edition. We're going to talk about all that in a minute, but we'd be remiss. We are recording this for you on Monday night. It's Memorial Day. I'm going to give just sort of take a moment and say thank you to all those that made the ultimate sacrifice to make this country what it is.
Yep, got to remember those folks on the day like today and thank them for their sacrifice and thank them for the freedom that we enjoy as Americans.
The freedom to put a show on YouTube where we talk about Niner baseball.
That's right.
Very important stuff. But yeah, in all seriousness, yeah, much respect to those who made the ultimate sacrifice to make all the freedoms we enjoy possible. Also, Kevin, we hadn't done a listener update in a while, but that doesn't mean we haven't been paying attention. Earlier in the year, we were very, very pleased to have our first international listener, right? We're from Canada.
Yep, North American. We got North America covered. Yeah,
so we went outside of the United States for a listener. Well, since then, this show has continued to reach further and further outside of the bounds of certainly Cabarrus County, where we are, the Charlotte region, Canada. We're all over the place. We have additional three international listeners. Right? Are you ready for this?
Go ahead.
There are two people that have clicked on our show in Kenya. Kenya. Niner baseball is big in Kenya.
Well, it should be big everywhere.
And one in Brazil.
Well, that's a nice place.
Brazil. Well, it depends on where you go.
Yeah, true.
But Kenya and Brazil.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Hey, we will never fully understand the global impact of Niner baseball or this show, frankly.
Well, we're jumping continents now, jumping multiple continents.
So we've got three continents down now. So we're just going to keep working on that.
Got 4 more to go.
Antarctica, we are coming for you.
If we get a listener in Antarctica.
Oh, man.
That's when we know you're big.
That's when you've made it, man.
That's right.
That's when you've made it. So, I don't know. We thght that was interesting.
3 continents, that's pretty good.
That's not bad. Not bad for our first year. 3 continents. We're making it. We're getting around. We're getting around the globe. We're working on it. All right, Kevin. We've got a ton of games that happened this week. It all went down in Biloxi. I'll go ahead and throw this out there for you guys listening at home. This show will not be interrupted by any lightning delays. We're not even looking at it. It was raining earlier outside. If there's lightning within 10 miles of here, I don't know about it, and I don't care. We're gonna push right on through it, Kevin.
If we get struck by lightning, producer Brad's gonna put the show on anyways.
Yes, he will probably. Yeah, as we scream in the background. Oh no, we suck again. There you go. Producer Brad will just go ahead and go with it anyway.
That's our replacement right there. He'll just play sound bites.
Probably get more listens.
Hey, get a couple more continents on the map.
That'll get us Antarctica.
Yeah, that's right. It's big in Louisiana.
Yeah. So the tournament down in Biloxi, they did get it in. They got it in, and they got it in on time.
They got that. Every single game. Even had an extra game. I couldn't believe after that first day they got all those games in, but they were talking about dropping down to single elimination, talking about taking the high seed. They had to go through all the conference rules on what would happen if they couldn't finish the tournament, but they got everything. They got everything in, and yeah, it was a mess, and it was kind of a free for all. I could, as a fan, I mean, it was kind of stressful for me. I couldn't imagine being a player or coach down in there with all those delays.
Hurry up and wait.
Schedule changes, traveling to and from the game, getting warmed up, waiting, warmed up again, wait again.
Waiting makes you tired.
Yeah.
You know, you think something's going to happen, and so you kind of get up in the morning anticipating that you're mentally prepared. This is about what time I'm going to, and then it doesn't happen. You're not doing anything, but it wears you out.
Right.
I mean, that had to be the case for every team. Just unbelievable. And we'll point this out, Kevin. You showed me the article. If I read it right, correct me if I'm wrong here. But basically, the rules governing this, the league rules, were if the tournament could not be completed or due to weather, basically the league got to decide who won.
Right. It depended. If they got down to the final two, they would call it a tie. Co-champion and the highest seed would get the auto bid. Okay. But if there were more than that, I guess they would go by the highest seed. But it was at the conference's discretion.
Can you imagine the chaos that would have ensued with the league naming a champion and 3 teams or more
are fighting for a postseason berth? Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just glad it didn't come to that. Yeah, and I hope it doesn't.
Yeah,
I know. This is the second year in Biloxi. First year was great. I don't think they had many delays. First year, and a lot of great things. I heard a lot of great things. A lot of big crowds down there for the first year. This year was crazy. They couldn't control the weather and all that.
Yeah, we're not going to pin a tropical storm on the league office.
Yeah, but
there are certain things we won't blame on the league.
But yeah, I think this year was it was chaotic, and I think that affected the attendance for sure.
Everybody that I've ever talked to that has gone down there comes back just raving about how good the setup is and everything else. I'll be interested to see what the feedback is after this year's tournament. Again, the weather is not anybody's fault, but I did think at certain points maybe that our reaction, the league's reaction to the weather, maybe could have been a little better.
Yeah, I don't know the legal and all that stuff, but how close lightning strikes, and all that. But
well, look at what we were talking about. This look at what the AAC did. They went to a second field.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that was an option for us or discussed or whatever, but I mean, when we're playing games and we stayed up and watched it, when we're finishing a game at 3 a.m., that's not ideal.
Yeah, it's not good for student athletes and or anybody involved, but.
Not good for Nick and Kevin.
Luckily, that was a Thursday night. But I think the league has a contract. I think they're there for one more year for sure, and I think there's another 2-year option down in Biloxi. I think that's what I read. But it'd be interesting to see what the feedback is on what everybody has to say about the tournament.
And everybody, again, all the feedback so far has been positive about Biloxi, and everybody thinks it ought to continue to stay there, and maybe so. But I wonder if. And not the next time it's available, maybe, but I wonder if maybe somewhere down the road there's some discussion about maybe partnership with the Knights. Charlotte would be a great place to have it.
Yeah, it would be a great place.
I don't know what the numbers look like, and that's what it ultimately comes down to.
It just comes down to whoever bids the most, pretty much. Whoever puts the most money up will get the conference tournament. And
let's face it, the league, and to their credit, I mean, Southern Miss has created a home environment for themselves, and they can put up numbers based on the fact that they know their fans are going to show up and buy tickets.
Yeah, and I guarantee they'll do everything they can to keep it close to home.
Yeah,
because you see the home field advantage they had.
Yeah, and I mean I don't blame them for doing it. No, but I don't know how big of a fan I am of us continuing to just let it go down like that.
Yeah. Well, it's too far for us to drive, but
not Trevor.
Trevor, yeah, the mayor.
Not the mayor. The mayor drove down at the same time. About the same time you and I were discussing it.
He was actually doing it.
He was gone.
He was actually doing it. We were just talking.
We were talking, and Trevor was driving.
We were talking it, and he was walking it.
I see what you did there.
See what I did there. Yeah.
I see what you did there. All right. Well, let's
get into it.
Let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's start Wednesday. It's just we fall flat on our face right out of the gate with weather. It just
Wednesday,
right out of the gate. Wednesday.
I think we got one game in out of the 4 that we're supposed to get in on the tournament.
The 9 o'clock game or 10 o'clock, I guess there or whatever. The first game was start at what 10?
Supposed to start at 10,
and it ended at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
So our game was scheduled for 8:30 that night, and of course,
did not happen.
It wasn't going to happen. Got pushed to 9 a.m. We talked about last week. We talked about the kind of pitching strategy. The staff ended up going with Gooding with the first game, which is kind of aggressive. I thought with
it was a gamble.
Yeah, and he had pitched well against UTSA the week before, and they went with him, and they saved Josh for the second game. But it was aggressive. If you're going to win it, we pretty much had to win the tournament to get into the NCAAs. If you're going to win a tournament like this, you got to be aggressive like that, I think, and I think that was the right call.
Is it okay to say that I was surprised? I mean, I don't get paid to make these calls. I knew we weren't going with Josh for all the right reasons. I kind of expected us to throw Brooks.
Yeah.
When it came out that it was Chase, kind of, oh wow. I mean, my first thought was wow. My second thought was, man, we're going for it.
Yeah, yeah.
That was my second thought. We are really going for it.
Yeah, I think we talked last week. We thought it would be Brooks and Josh, and then go from there. But ended up going Gooding. He pitched all right. First couple innings, got into some trouble in the third, and that's when it kind of blew up for us. Bullpen came in, and we just couldn't get out of that third inning. Gave up 9 in the third, and pretty much never looked back. I don't think we got any hits offensively since after that. We took a lead 1-0 in the first inning, and gave up 9 in the third, and then it was pretty much done after that. Tough way to start a tournament. Their pitcher kind of kept us off balance all day, and hats off to them. They came out and took it from us.
And really, that's going to be a theme of this whole extended weekend for us is the hitting being off balance.
Right.
I mean, that's just
and they had. I mean, as far as pitching, they had one inning. They had one inning.
Yeah. That
went south, and pretty much nobody scored the rest of the game. So, we talked about it all year. It seems like we had one bad inning here and there with our staff, and then everything else was good. But that one bad inning came back to bite us again. And
there have been times this year where the offense was able to overcome that one bad inning, and this was not one of those times.
Yeah, when you give up 9 in an inning, it's kind of hard to come back on that, especially the way the guy was doing. Then we got more aggressive. We got aggressive. Started pressing a little bit, I thought, and gave him some easy 1, 2, 3 innings down the stretch. So anyway, didn't start off the way we wanted to in the tournament.
So we're in the loser's bracket.
So get to the loser's bracket.
Now you got to throw Josh.
Well, Josh when you go into the tournament, Josh is either facing Southern Miss and Sandlin, you think, or you lose and he's going to pitch an elimination game.
Which Southern Miss did not do that. They went the opposite way.
Yeah, I think the delay changed their decision a little bit.
Because they went Sandlin right out.
Yeah. Then they were talking, I can't remember their number 2 starter, but they were going with him in game 1. Then the weather got pushed back, and I was listening to their broadcast a little bit. They said that they wanted Sandlin to go ahead and get his start in because they were prepping for the regional next week. So they went ahead and put him in at first, and anyway.
That's true. It ends up working out for them, but Southern Miss is managing all of that differently than we are.
Yeah.
Just because they know
they're in.
They're in.
Yeah. So, anyway, we're in an elimination game with UAB. Our buddies at UAB, they're the 8th seed. They lost. They played Southern Miss that day they played Thursday. They faced Sandlin. They faced Sandlin versus Southern Miss,
and he destroyed them.
He went 9 innings. They lost 2-0. Didn't score a run in their game, and then Josh. I mean, I'd hate to be a batter for UAB having to face an All-American in Sandlin, and then Josh comes up there and just shuts them down.
Some fans of other teams may disagree, but I would argue that they face the 2 best pitchers in the league.
Yeah, and a lot of other people I heard on the different broadcasts, that say the same thing.
18 innings.
18 innings of just shoving the ball down their throat.
Dominant baseball.
So Josh, he pretty much put us on his back in game 2, that elimination game. And
what time? What local time was that?
It started here at what 12 a.m.
12:05.
12 something
like that, yeah.
Started, and ended right quarter to 3. But like I said, it was well worth it. Josh pitched a masterpiece, and we scratched a couple runs across. When did we hit? Is that?
Here's the thing. It was so late. I found once the game got started that I was pretty much awake, right? But we hear a lot in the game of baseball at all levels talking about the ways to speed the game up, ways to make the game more interesting. And a 2-0 game, 2-0 final is not what people are talking about when they're talking about trying to make the game more exciting.
Yeah, it will.
But here's the thing.
It depends on your perspective.
If you did not like that game, if you don't like watching what Josh Maciejewski did for 9 innings, then you just don't like baseball.
Right.
And you know what? It's not for everybody. That's fine.
Pitching. If you're a fan of pitching, that's right up your alley right there.
Pitching, I don't buy into that. I mean, I only like baseball when there's offense. No, you got to take the game as it is. Some games are, there's going to be an 11-1 game, as we well know, right?
Right, or 15-13.
That 2-0 game was just as masterful.
Well, it's playoff baseball, and it's every pitch counts. Every pitch matters because you got a guy on base. The time runs at the plate every time. So,
and he was just like you said, just shoving the ball down their throat. He was working fast. He was not messing around. There were very few wasted pitches. He was just coming right after him. Yep. It was basically like, you guys aren't going to hit me today. So let's just get this over with, shall we?
He allowed 3 hits, spread out 3 hits over the game, and like I said, shut out baseball. It definitely reminded me last year when Colton Laws came out in the second game. And
fun game.
Yeah.
And a great capstone achievement for Josh.
9 Ks, 107 pitches. He faced 32 batters in 27 outs, 32 batters. So
his last appearance in a Niner uniform, and he was almost perfect.
Yeah.
Almost perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he got in trouble in the 8th. That was the I think he got guys on 2nd and 3rd in the 8th.
Mm-hmm. And took care of it.
Took care of it himself. That's right. The defense worked for him too. He let the defense work, and got his 9 Ks and got us a W. Man, he finished his Niner career off in style.
Yeah.
And
so, what was our reward for that?
Well,
what do we get? We won. Okay, so we lost the first game. We come back and win the second game. Show them what they've won.
We've got to jump into the winners bracket and face number 11 USM Southern Miss.
No. We had to go back to UTSA.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, not yet, Kevin.
I'm way ahead of myself.
Yeah. No, hold on now. You're fine.
Let's finish
that's
up.
why I'm here, Kevin. We're a team.
Let's get back to UAB.
Oh, you got some more stuff on UAB?
Well, right, offensively.
Finish them off.
We had Mims had a sac fly, got one run, and Zach Smith got another ribby for us. So that's 2. That's all Josh needed. So
Zach Smith had a pretty good tournament.
Yeah, Zach Smith, Elwood scored the run,
and Elwood, yeah.
So Elwood and Reese scored those runs for us, and that's all we needed for that game.
I remember, I don't know what week it was, but it was early in the season, and I made the comment. I remember saying this it's just like I predicted that Todd Elwood would lead us in batting, and here he was. I mean, Todd's a crafty guy. He has a lot of ways he can get on. One of them's not being hit by a pitch, though, because if he gets hit by a pitch, he has to stay at the batter's box. But Todd has a lot of ways he can get on, but he was just straight up raking.
Yeah.
He was just hitting the ball.
He had a really good year. I mean, he had a little bit of rough start, but he settled in the outfield, settled in the right field, and had a great season, I think. And he had a great tournament. Really produced for us in the tournament, and looking forward to seeing him back next year. But Yeah, I think now we can move on to
Are you ready?
UTSA again.
Okay.
Rematch.
I don't want to rush you.
Sorry, I'm not following the outline. Sorry.
So, and you're the one that made it.
Yeah.
So we go back and we're going to play UTSA again. At this point, Kevin, just from my perspective, okay, just fan perspective, it's like, geez, this is getting old.
Yeah.
I'm tired of looking at UTSA.
Well, we stayed up till 3 a.m. and
so I was already kind of short. Yeah, I was.
And we had a Friday night game scheduled.
I was operating on short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Friday morning, our game ends at 3 our time, and then we're scheduled to play Friday night at 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Weather
again
just kind of destroyed the schedule, and our game got pushed to Saturday morning with UTSA, a rematch with UTSA, and we ended up throwing Brooks out there. He had a pretty good start. Offensively, we had a pretty good game, and we got good bullpen work out of Patton. Patton came in. I mean, we had a great pitching this game. I think Brooks threw 4, Patton threw 5. Brooks kind of worked through some things in the early innings. He had gave up 4 runs, but and Patton came in, gave up 0, ended up winning 10-4.
And I don't want to minimize what Matt Brooks did, because he was very effective. But again, another senior in Patton, sort of like Josh went out. I mean, Patton started off. We experimented with him as a starter,
right?
And just realized, Jonah's a closer, and he is. He has a closer's mentality. He's comfortable on the back end, and he went there and thrived. First team, right? Well, here we come. You got this senior, and you ask him to go 5 innings, which is not normally his role.
Right.
And what does he do with it? His last time, just like Josh, his last time in an outer uniform, and he just
lights out.
Yeah, just takes care of business.
Yeah, impressive performance on by Patton, and
that's what being a senior is all about.
Yeah, that's right. Senior bullpen leadership, and shut down UTSA and let our bats get back into it, and the bats definitely came alive, and
it only took us 10 days, but we figured UTSA out. Right.
We got them in the one that counted.
And that felt good. It's like, yes, all right.
Elimination game, we got that one. That's the one that counts, right?
That's right.
But yeah, like I said, we had that one bad inning pitching wise again. We got into trouble, gave up 4 in one inning, and then the rest of the game was zeros for the most part.
So then all we get out of that is now we get to play UTS or UTS. I'm adding to the league. Now we get to play USM supposed to be in a few hours.
Right. So yeah, we had Saturday morning. We beat UTSA.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up at night. What was it? Is it late night game? 8:30.
Yeah.
No, 6 o'clock. 6.
No,
they had to finish. They had to finish the.
Right after our game, they finished the other game, the Rice FAU game.
First game.
Yeah.
Then they had a. Then.
Now, see, we're at the point where I've watched so much conference, but I don't remember. I know where you're going with this, but I'm drawing a blank too.
Anyway,
we didn't play till that night.
Right. So 6:30 or so that night. Or 6 o'clock. Yeah. So we're playing at 10 a.m. Again, coming back 6 p.m. that night against the number 11 team in the country.
And Southern Miss has been hanging out.
Yeah, they've only played 2 games, right? Yeah, they've played.
They have not lost.
No, they played UAB and they played UTSA. Mm-hmm. They played 2 games. We played 3. And
they did not play at 3 a.m.
No. See, that was crazy that night. I didn't mention this, but we played at 9 a.m. on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Came back at midnight or 11 p.m. their time.
Mm-hmm.
And closed out the ballpark. So we opened the ballpark at 9 a.m.
Opened it and closed it.
Closed it at 2 a.m. their time.
On 2 different days.
Pretty much, yeah.
Started one day, ended the. We opened it one day and we closed it.
They had another game after ours Saturday night.
Yeah.
Rice and FAU, right? But
Just crazy. This is all weather stuff.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
But yeah, big matchup. We hadn't played Southern Miss all year.
Which is going to change starting next year.
Yeah, I think we got and the way the conference schedule is, there's 12 teams that play baseball.
Yeah, well, you have to give you have to roll one per is it every 3 years you roll somebody
I think
off?
it's 2 years. We didn't play Western Kentucky the first 2 years we were in conference. And now we didn't play Southern Miss the last 2.
And we're rolling off Louisiana Tech.
Okay.
I think it's Louisiana Tech. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure we're rolling Louisiana Tech off and bringing Southern Miss on.
We'll get into that on the season preview for next year.
We got some time to figure that out, right, Kevin?
Yeah. So back to we didn't face Southern Miss all year. So we hadn't seen each other since last year. We all remember what happened last year.
Bad stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're going back to Josh. Josh, we had our elimination game last year, or first game. We were in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
And Josh ended up giving it the home run walk-off, and Southern Miss beat us, and then they beat us again.
Yeah.
And Josh comes back to Biloxi the next year. And
exercises the demons.
Yeah, and you just shut down UAB and into their season. But it's great to see that as another bullet point on that victory. So I wanted to mention that before I forgot. But yeah, Southern Miss, we ended up going with Joey Cooner. He kind of struggled out of the gate, couldn't find a strike zone. So loaded the bases and walked one in, and somehow we only got out of the inning with them scoring only one, which was crazy. And then Horky came in, another senior out of the bullpen, got 3+ innings, only allowed one, and then kept rolling with the bullpen. Inning here, 2 innings there. When Pinckney came in for an inning, Drew Morrison came in for 2 innings, Craver for an inning, Bruce for a batter, Phil Perry came in. So kind of piecing together at this point.
Which is what you got to do.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, that's right. And Josh had helped us. We saved most of our bullpen. I mean, Horky was fresh. Craver was fresh. Bruce was fresh. So that big 9 innings helped save some guys for these games as far as arms go. But back and forth game, we had. Their offense was top notch. I think they were tops in the league, and we went tick for tack with them.
It seemed like every guy that you wrote, they put the graphic up there, which we've been watching them this year. But this guy's batting .350 with 49 RBIs,
or something like that.
And the next guy, he's batting .340 with 37 RBIs. Every guy just right down the line, just crazy.
Yeah, they got up on us 2-0, and then we kind of came back. Zach Smith had a big homer. He had a big tournament too. He had some big hits in the tournament.
He smoked that ball.
He
bounced off scoreboard. Right?
He put a dent in that scoreboard. They moved him up in the lineup. He was batting so well this week or during the tournament. But
that's another thing for another day again. But which I'm good at bringing up. But he should figure prominently into our plans next year.
Yeah,
we need Zach.
It's his junior year, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk about that more at a later date.
Just to set the table for you, by the way, on this, I've got to put this in. The USM game, right? I watched the morning game at my house. You were watching at your house, but you had to leave, right? You had to go coach your son's baseball.
I had to go coach a 7-8 game. Yeah.
Had that. What was the final there?
We lost.
Lost your perfect season, didn't you? Yeah. I don't know. You might. Is your seat hot?
I don't want to talk about it, man.
Is your seat hot, you think?
It might be. I don't know. I might not be renewed next year.
I've been reading some of the message boards talking about your performance.
7-8?
Yeah, the 7-8 message boards. And, there's some people there that don't think you're doing a good job.
Well.
It's the way it is.
Maybe I won't volunteer again.
Oh, you didn't get paid for that?
Oh, no.
Oh, man. But we decided that we would have a Diamond Niner fans staff retreat, right? and watch the Southern Miss game together.
Yeah, our families watched it together.
Yeah, so we got together and
had some food, some drinks,
and watched in your living room, and It was fun. It was good. But we were a little concerned.
Yeah, well,
as we headed down the stretch, Kevin.
Yeah, they like I said, they jumped on us 2-0. Zach had a homer. Ended up tying it up. Reese Hampton had a nice grounder. Got the runner in with Ober scored. And kind of pieced together a couple runs, and then they jumped back on top of us. 4-2, and then it bounced back with another run in the seventh, bringing it to 4-3.
Chipping away.
Yeah, chip away like we always do. We keep battling back. But ninth inning, right where we got it, right where we want them, right? Ninth inning, down by 1.
There weren't even 2 outs yet.
Yeah, so we got Elwood. He leads off with a single. Got a guy on first.
Elwood coming up big again.
Yeah, another clutch hit. Leadoff man on for us. Down by 1. He advanced to second on a wild pitch. Then he advanced to third on a wild pitch. So we got the tying run 90 feet away.
You don't think their pitcher's getting tight, do you?
Yeah, they were definitely getting tight. So he threw the wild pitches and he ended up walking Mims. So we got first and third, nobody out.
4-3.
Right. Ober hit the ground ball to the right side, scores that tying run. So Elwood scores on that. Mims is on second. Tie ball game. We got 1 out. Hunter Jones to the plate. He rips a big single up the middle.
Another senior
coming up clutch.
Going out the way you want.
Coming up clutch. So we got first and third, 1 out. Winning runs at third. Southern Miss, they go to their somewhat closer, Wallner. Their center fielder. They bring him in from center field.
Who's a heck of a ball player.
Great ball player. He had a great. He's had a great year last year, I remember, and he hurt us last year. But
did you catch what Wallner did there when they brought him in from center field? He's obviously not been in the bullpen warming up, so he's got to stretch, right? Yeah. And so he does this big. He throws his arms out to either side to stretch out, and I think it's their first baseman. He nails his teammate right in the face. And doesn't even turn to look. The guy's walking away holding his face. Well, and Wallner was keyed in, whatever. I hit
focused.
Something.
He was focused, but that guy played it off pretty well. He just kind of walked away. He didn't want to.
He did get hit in the face.
He didn't want to be a distraction. But yeah, so Wallner comes in. He's a center fielder. He's a closer. He's a flamethrower for him. Tommy Bullock to the plate, and
you know what I'm doing right here. What's everybody doing? What are we saying?
All we need is sac fly.
Sac fly, Tommy.
Sac fly
just do something. Just.
Yeah, all we need is a sac fly. We got the run in. The game's over.
We're standing at this point in your living room.
Oh yeah, we're standing.
Just
intense, very intense moment. We'll let Sean Fox tell you what happened next.
We have a tense situation here in Biloxi. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and drilled into deep left field. This ball may be gone. The Niners walk it off on a 3-run bomb by Tommy Bullock.
Unbelievable.
Man.
Niners walk it off 7-4. We will see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
You could have knocked me over with a feather.
That was awesome moment, man. Yeah, we went crazy. We go crazy.
His second home run of the year. The one, I think his first homer, it might have been the first weekend of the season. It was early.
He absolutely drilled that one. And their left fielder, he didn't even go back. He started walking.
He started walking in. He started leaving.
The dugout.
The ball's still in the air, and he's walking
towards the dugout. And once he started walking in, I was like, "No, is it not shallow? Is it not deep enough?" But that ball was smoked, and it went into the net out there, and we
thought
crazy.
He was at first. We thought he was coming in to get the fly ball.
He was walking off the field.
He was leaving.
But yeah, that was awesome. That was great audio there from Sean Fox, and man, what a great moment. Niners going crazy, walking it off again. I mean, how many times have we walked it off this year, man? It's very fitting that we did that in Biloxi after we walked off so many times this year
against the 11th ranked team in the country.
Yeah, that was a signature.
Basically
victory.
On their home field.
Yeah, pretty much. All their fans were just dumbfounded at that point.
Yeah, I want to say a little something about that. And Sean even made reference to this. I think the respect between our two programs is immense. I think Barry and Hibbs, there's a lot of respect between those two coaches, and I think there's a lot of respect between their players and ours. We've seen some tense situations, sort of like with UAB, but I think these two teams had a lot of respect for each other. What the difference was is after this game, the USM fans, and again, you can't just take a few people and say they represent, but there was definitely a feeling. Sean even made reference to it at the ballpark, what they're getting. And we heard from other people too.
Yeah.
They could not believe they had lost to us.
Right.
The entitlement, and here's what and soapbox for me just a moment.
All right.
Producer Brad, I'm not going to go, but
You have the floor.
Soapbox for me. This is what kills me about collegiate fan bases. Okay, we deal with this in our own state. Like ECU. ECU fans cannot stand it when the ACC looks down on them. They look you can't look down on us, right? You can't treat us like that. But who's the first people that want to look down on us? Like ECU. App State fans, well, App State fans don't really get upset about the ACC looking down on them because they're all ACC fans.
True.
Right? They love them heels during basketball season. And then cheer for their Mountaineers in football season. But they want to. It's the same deal when you look at Southern Miss. Southern Miss is always griping about the SEC, about Ole Miss, about Mississippi State looking down on them. But then, as soon as they get the chance, what do? They look down on us.
Right. Yeah. There was a lot of salt going out there.
Oh, they were salty. They couldn't believe they had lost to us.
They were.
The complaints online, it was hilarious.
Yeah,
They're complaining about our jerseys, how many buttons the guys are doing up, and our guys. Oh, act like you've been there before. Yeah, because they've never celebrated a walk-off home run before. I mean, fans.
They said that.
I am a fan, and I find fans annoying.
Yeah, they said that Charlotte doesn't like buttons on their jerseys.
Yes,
I think they were kind of jealous of the chest showing.
I don't think they. I think Southern Miss's chest hair game is lacking. It's probably what's going on there. You think?
I don't want to break down chest hair.
If anybody could, though, it'd be us.
If we wanted to, I think.
If we wanted to, we don't.
But yeah, they were definitely surprised, and it was. I mean,
but look, we're not some out of nowhere team. If they paid attention at all,
yeah,
we're a solid baseball program.
Right, we're a 4 seed 2 years in a row. We had them down there last year in the tournament. Right. But yeah, I hate to tell them that we're going to be a thorn in the side for the future moving forward.
Look, I know I texted you this at the time we were talking about these Southern Miss fans we're seeing. They are not, and this sounds cocky if you're listening. Southern Miss fans aren't listening to this, but if you don't think this is cocky, whatever, okay. But these guys are not going to like the world that Mike Hill's creating.
Right.
Mike Hill's got a different vision for the way this is all going to go down, and folks in Hattiesburg aren't going to like it. And now I'm going to go ahead and look. Whatever. I can say whatever I want to. It's our show, right? That goes for baseball, football, basketball, tiddlywinks, whatever. Charlotte's not, it's not little old Charlotte anymore. We're not here to get participation trophies and be glad that we got to play Southern Miss. We're here to take their milk money. And yeah, I know they would say, oh, we're such a superior program. You are right now.
Yeah. And
you are right now.
Hey,
it was an upset, Kevin. Us winning that game, I'll say it. It was an upset.
They're the number 11 team.
They're the number 11 team in the country right now.
Yeah, and now, guess what? We're in the top 4 in the conference 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
we're right there with them in the winners bracket 2 years in a row. We didn't beat them last year. We beat them this year. We took 1 or 2 this year. So next year we keep progressing. Hey, we get them again. We've been in that boat before, right? I'm
not worried about them again, and I'm not talking about. Southern Miss, as far as their program, their players, I thought it was all very respectful. But I'm just talking about some of the. Well, let's just face it. We all have idiot fans, and they have their share of them.
Yeah, and we're
idiots,
and we're 2 of them. on our side.
Well, we are idiot fans. I mean, we've said that from episode 1, I believe. I believe idiot fans was the term was used, but I think we're also we're well-rounded enough, we're educated enough into what's going on around us to understand that who Southern Miss is. We know who Southern Miss is, but I'm not sure they know who we are.
And we know what a balk is too.
We also know what a balk is.
And we don't yell balk every time a left-handed pitcher goes to first base.
That's well,
the guy did.
The guy does, but he's doing that on purpose, I think. The only time he doesn't yell balk is when
they call balk. It's a really balk.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just venting here, but I was totally fine with the way everything went down. And we're about to talk about the next game.
Hey, what was that?
But just some of the salt. It's not necessary.
That's how fan bases are, though. Hey, it's all right. That's going to happen when you get in these situations. But
how about this, Kevin? How long has it been since we had fun laughing at people because they were mad at us because we beat them?
Oh, yeah. It's always fun. It's always fun.
We have not had a lot of those moments as Niners over the past 10, 12 plus years. Yeah. Not a lot of. Our fan base used to be hated, right?
And Conference USA version 1.
We were hated. And we were hated because we used to take people's milk money. Right?
Right.
And it hasn't been much to hate lately. So, hey, we accomplished that in Biloxi. We were getting hated on.
Yeah. First off, I would like to thank God Almighty for giving everybody so much.
Oh, the haters.
And me so little. I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you. And I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you.
Oh, that was clutch, producer Brad.
Was that the Southern Miss fans?
That was the haters' ball. Bunch of haters in Hattiesburg and in Biloxi, everywhere.
Wherever they were. They were online too. They were on Twitter.
All over Twitter. Haters.
But so big victory for the Niners. Big victory. We beat
But now you got to do it again.
It was a fourth victory over top 25 team in the season.
There you go.
I think most in our school history. Lauren Hibbs, that was his victory number 798. So two away from 800 for Lauren. But
which is just a few, by the way.
Yeah. So we beat Southern Miss. We come up with the if necessary game. So it became necessary since we beat Southern Miss in that game.
Tommy Bullock helped make it necessary.
It was necessary after that, yes. So we played 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. our time, 9 a.m. on Sunday. We ended up throwing Cooner again. He started off a little rocky, but he settled in nicely, had a nice start.
And I'll admit it. When that came down, that's what we were doing. I said, "What?" But I was wrong. Doty was right.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, this tournament was about redemption, right? Josh had some redemption down there, and then Cooner had a bad start the day before, and he comes out and throws a pretty good ball game.
Yeah.
Went into the 6th inning. Gave up 3. I mean, which is manageable for the Niners. So hats off to him. He bounced back pretty good, and we just couldn't get the offense working. Mason Strickland, he looked like
turned into Greg Maddox.
Yeah, he did. He had the guys off balance. He was changing speeds, spotting it up, and we just couldn't get anything strung together with them. And
he won tournament MVP that day.
Yeah, I mean, he saved their pin for that championship game. He saved all their arms, and they won the championship. So, I don't know if it's tournament MVP worthy, but hey, hats off to him.
He's got the hardware.
He shut the Niners down that day, and
we did pretty close to nothing.
Yeah, with 3 hits. We had 3 hits in that game, and that was it. We just couldn't figure them out. Sometimes you got days like that.
I'm sure they were tired. Everybody's tired.
We had our first game was kind of like that. I mean,
yeah,
it kind of got shut down, but overall, great tournament. 3-2 on the tournament. Advanced to one of the last 3 teams remaining.
And I'm gonna say this: that Southern Miss result, it was a fair result. I mean, look at them on paper, the guys they have, the performance that they've put on. They are, I mean, they're better. They're a better squad than we are at this particular point. I mean, we're all working on our programs, but I mean, just up and down that lineup, they got dudes. And if we would have beat them again, it would have been awesome. But it was a fair result.
Yeah,
it was a fair result.
Yeah, just came up a little bit short, man.
And they go on and they justify it by winning again.
And they won
winning the tournament.
And they won it pretty handily over FAU. So that's the team that swept us this year. But anyway, yeah, it was overall good tournament. Three wins, 2 losses.
We had a couple bad innings there on the mound, and overall the offense, you know, we just
kind of sporadic. It was kind of sporadic.
We needed some more offense.
Yeah, just couldn't figure out a couple of pitchers and couldn't get it going for a couple games. But overall, we did what it took. We got 3 W's.
And I think the way we're looking at this is I mean, just talking long term here. I mean, every year to year, there's going to be ups and downs, right? But we like to think this is who we are now.
Yeah, well, I think we've hit a plateau right here with, we've said this repeatedly. The past 2 years, we were picked to finish 6th in the conference. Both years, we finished 4th. Last year, we finished 4th and lost out to Southern Miss in the tournament.
Yeah.
Lost some guys to the draft and plugged some holes. Ended up in the same spot. Technically, we got one more win in the tournament. But they did a nice job plugging some holes. We RPI was a little bit higher light this year than last, but another tough schedule, and
we're not there yet.
We're
getting there.
Very close to getting over that hump, and
I feel like it.
Yeah, we got a lot of positive momentum. We got that indoor facility under construction right now, and that's going to be huge. We got, like Lauren Hibbs said at the post game, we got a lot of guys returning. Got some good recruits coming in.
And his post game comments I thought were on point. I mean, it was, basically just summarizing here, but proud of this year, but we're not done, and there's some great things coming. He mentioned recruiting class, he mentioned facilities. I mean, this year was not. I know for a fact that they do not view this year as a destination.
Right.
Yeah.
And he mentioned effort. He said the effort is definitely there. And we just keep grinding like they grinded all through the year. Definitely a fun team to watch. I hate the season's over now. I wish we were still playing, but they gave us some.
And programmatically, we talk about these seniors that did so much to set the tone. We've got a crop of young guys on campus and in that dugout that have been there all year, and some of them are even commenting on it. We've seen comments on Twitter that talking about how much the seniors meant to these young guys. Our freshmen are commenting on it. That's setting that example. I mean, that's the way a program works.
That's right.
Is you set the bar high, and these guys come in and they understand what it's going to take to measure up.
I mean, you had a big class from last year, passing it down to this year's class, and then they keep going. That's how you build it up. And like I said, we're at a plateau right now, and I think we'll bust over the hump pretty soon. And this year was a very fun year. Had lots of great moments, lots of things to be proud of. Personally, it was exciting for me. I enjoyed watching this team play.
Yeah.
Never count them out. Especially, I mean, how many times were we recognized nationally for comeback? They called us the comeback kid, Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
The cardiac Charlotte on the NCAA Twitter account.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we definitely making a name for ourselves on a national stage. And
good things to come, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Good things to come.
Yeah, and thanks to all the seniors. Seniors did, I mean,
good
hats
stuff.
off to them, man. I hate to see those guys move on, but it was a good ride.
Yeah. And before we get off the venture too far from the conference tournament, just to mention, we did put two guys on the all tournament team, Josh and Tommy, both all tournament.
Yeah, they had. I mean, Josh, what can you say about him? He put us on his back for one game, and then Tommy with the walk off, and he had a pretty good tournament. He was pretty consistent. He was back in the leadoff spot this tournament, and he was a very big contributor to our success this week. So hats off to those guys for getting all tournament team.
Yeah. Good stuff. So the Niners were not, come up short in the conference tournament. So we missed the auto bid. We're not quite where we needed to be in terms of getting at-large consideration. That wasn't in the cards this year. But Conference USA, even in a down year, I mean, I think it's okay to point out that this was a down year for the league overall. But even in a down year, we still put two teams in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Southern Miss got the 2 seed down in AA in Arkansas. I think they're playing Dallas Baptist first game.
Somebody tell the Southern Miss fans that we beat Arkansas. I'm just kidding. I like y'all.
Yeah, so Southern Miss is down there in the Arkansas bracket or regional, and FAU they got a 3 seed down in Gainesville regional. So I hope those guys can advance, get a super regional.
Did you think and maybe they were never in the discussion overall, and maybe the league hurt a little this year with the league being a little bit off from what we're used to it being. But do you think these seeds are okay?
I thought Southern Miss might get a 1, but
I mean they're yeah. I
don't know. They won the regular season and the conference tournament. So I know the conference they were 11th this year out of the conference. Well, last year we were 5th or 6th. So, but surprisingly, I mean, we had 2 teams last year, and I thought we deserved more than that last year.
Yeah. And
if it wasn't for, Rice took the auto bid, and Southern Miss, and we had a strong year for the conference. So I'm kind of disappointed. I was disappointed that year. I think 2 seeds this year, two teams. This year was probably about right.
If you look at USM's RPI, I mean, it ended up 40, and I think that ultimately
cost them a host.
And some of that's not necessarily their fault.
Yeah. You mentioned RPI. The conference ended up finishing with 6 teams in the top 100. FAU's 33, Southern Miss 40. La Tech they were a fringe team. They were on the bubble, and they had to do. I think they had to win more in the tournament to get in, but they got knocked out by FAU. Charlotte, we were there at 79, Rice at 89, and UTSA ended up at 100. So I mean, last year I think we had 8 teams in the top 100. This year we got 6.
You know what's going on here, Kevin?
What's that?
And is if you watch this, and I haven't done the math yet on this year's field. It just came out today. Come out about lunchtime.
Yeah.
Time was the show. Yeah. So I haven't really had the time to pour through it all. But what's happening in baseball for a long time, college baseball was the place where it wasn't about leagues, it was about regions. And there's some crazy stat that the College World Series has not been won in decades by a team that was not either in the Southeast, Southwest, or West Coast. That's where the baseball is played. Okay, it was about leagues. So you have these traditional programs like a Cal State Fullerton, somebody like that. Not a Power 5 league. Coastal Carolina, right here down the road, right, wins the national championship out of the Big South Conference. Right. Okay, so that's where looking at Wichita State and the history of their program, that is where baseball has been where the smaller guys were able to compete on a national stage. But that is eroding. If you watch, national media this year has been pumping up the Big Ten. Big Ten baseball has been nothing for forever. And now they're starting to pump those teams up. And the P5, the football powers, just like we were doing one of these shows during Selection Sunday for basketball, where everybody's being cut out. The Power 5 leagues are taking all the at-large bids, and it's creeping into baseball now. They're on their way to doing it. And we're gonna see. Just watch. I'm just extending this out here a little bit. We're gonna see a day where they're gonna try to figure out where leagues like Conference USA, Sun Belt, right on down the line are one bid leagues, just like basketball, and the entire SEC. Well, I don't know how many the SEC put in. I didn't look it up, but the entire SEC will put in, and they already put in teams that have losing conference records.
Yeah. And you
can't have a winning record in your conference, but you get an at-large bid.
And I already saw somebody talking about Kentucky got snubbed.
They were like 13-17 regular season in their league. I don't care what league you're in, 13-17, some number like that.
That's not an at-large resume, right?
It's
there.
Almost like ESPN and their money is driving this whole thing. Huh?
Well, they're running out of money, so.
That's too bad. I mean, seriously, you can watch the process. They're choking it off, and there's less and less access, and it's TV driven.
Yeah, well, that bubble's going to burst hopefully, and we're starting to see with the TV money. But we'll.
I know I went soapbox again, but I mean, it's just these are things that affect us.
That's right, and in every sport. So
yeah.
I still think the little guy's got a shot in baseball. So
as it stands now, yes.
Yeah.
But I think there are some concerning trends nationally.
Yeah.
With that. Anything else you want to say about those RPI numbers? I know we were looking at those. I don't want to rush you.
No, I mean that's about it. Just hoping Southern Miss and FAU can make a good showing in the tournament. And,
y'all go do that for us, would you?
Don't listen to what Nick said about your fan base. Just go ahead and win some ball games.
I don't care. Your fan base isn't going to beat Arkansas. They're going to have to go beat Arkansas, right?
Well, we can show them how to do it, right?
I guarantee you that Barry and Hibbs will be having a conversation.
Well,
I guarantee you.
And I think we'll see. I think we're going down there next year to Arkansas. So
yeah,
hopefully we can.
We're going to go to both places next year. We're going to Hattiesburg and we're going to Arkansas.
Well, we'll be paying attention.
Because we schedule light. Jeez.
No, well, I'm sure we'll have a tough schedule as usual, and
yeah. Why don't we do this? We're gonna start working our way out of this show here. It's been a fun show.
Yeah,
I mean they're all fun, but this has been a good one. We need to talk about our pro Niners before we get out of here.
Yeah, busy week this past week. I think TJ and Fredericksburg, or the Fredericks Keys, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Or up against Netzer and the Salem Red Sox this past week. I think
Niner on Niner crime.
Yeah, violent Niner on Niner violence. They had a 4-game set. I think they split those 4 games. Mm-hmm. Netzer had a 12-game hit streak going. I think it snapped this weekend, but he had a good 12-game hit streak. TJ, he's off to a good start in Frederick. He's batting over 300.
He's making the case to stay.
Yeah, I saw he's moved up in the lineup. He's batting second or up near the top of the order. So yeah,
he came up. I mean, it's not no secret. He came up because of some injuries, but he had to be doing well to get the call up.
Right.
The injuries happened. He was doing well. He was in position. He got the call up, and he's making the case that hey, I belong here. That's
right. He started out in lower in order, and now he's moved up. He's batting at the top of the order and batting over 300. He's doing good. Netzer's doing good. It's good to see. I think Netzer tweeted out a picture of TJ coming in, spikes up on him, and breaking up a double play.
And then there was a picture posted of his bruise too, which I think TJ tried to say that was from something else.
That might be fake news. I don't know. Hasn't been confirmed yet.
Yeah, it might be fake news. But what's fun is every time TJ goes to a new stop, and you catch some of the home broadcast, right? One, they get introduced to the bat throwing, right? Wow, this guy throws a lot of bats. Well, yeah, okay, we know, right? TJ, by the way, is tracking this on Twitter. He gives periodic updates on how many bats he's thrown.
Broken back tally and a Thrown bat tally.
So he's going to that, and then the other thing was the Frederick Keys announcer was talking about TJ's hair and the long hair he used to have, and he was going on and on about that.
Yeah, he had a nice some nice flowing locks. When
it's funny. It's funny to listen to him talk about that and the bat, all of it. You know, and we know it's coming. And you know, this is TJ, right?
Right.
So they're having good weeks. What else we got?
Actually, Zach Jarrett, he's going to be in Kannapolis this week.
Yeah.
Delmarva's coming in town to play the Intimidators. Tuesday through Thursday, they'll be in town. I think 6:35 game times for those 3 games. We're going to try to make it out to at least one of those and see what Zach looks like in person. Always great to get out there and see our Pro Niners in person. So great chance for you guys out there if you're not doing anything, craving some baseball.
And we'll try to get you, we'll make it out. We'll try to get you some pictures, maybe some video and stuff.
Yeah, we'll try to do something.
Check it out on Twitter. We'll try to keep you updated.
Great. If you haven't been out to Kannapolis, great ballpark. Not a bad seat. Plenty of seats up close you can get, especially during the week. So if you feel like it, head on out there, support Zach. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're going to try to, like I said, try to get out there at least once during the week, but looking forward to it. Other Pro Niner, Colton Laws, he had another start over the weekend. Had a little rough start, but got a no decision on it. So we'll keep pumping the stats up and posting them for you guys to follow along.
Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. This is what episode is it? Episode 15. What we're going to do for this, and we're calling this season 1. And the reason we're calling this season 1 is because we do intend to come back. The folks at, it's still in negotiations, but the folks at Diamond Niner Fans World Headquarters are negotiating a contract renewal for us. So we plan to keep doing with this. This has been a lot of fun this year, and I mean, it kind of started off as just sort of a, hey, let's try this out and see what happens. And it's turned into be a pretty fun thing. But what we plan to do is not do a show next week. Take 1 week off, and then we're going to let the MLB draft happen, which comes it's June 4th to the 6th. After the draft, what we plan to do is come back and do one more show for this season, and then cap it off there. We'll come back. We'll talk to you guys about summer ball assignments, any draft results that we have to report, and we do think there will be draft results to report.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then kind of set the table to leave you over the summer. There's still a couple of projects we're working on, not regular episodes of the show, but you might see something from us over the summer. We've got a couple of projects we're working on that we think might be pretty cool. So maybe look for some stuff over the summer. But that's sort of kind of setting the table for you as far as what to expect from us. Be gone for a week, and we'll let the draft happen, and we'll come back and talk summer ball, Pro Niners, draft, maybe some new Pro Niners to talk to you about, and then we'll leave it there for the summer. Sound good to you, Kevin?
Sounds like a plan, man. Looking forward to what we got going on coming up for the listeners.
Does that sound good to you, producer Brad? Thumbs up, he says. All right, so that's the plan. We're gonna get out of here now. Thanks for listening, everybody. As always, if you want to get in contact with us, Diamond Niner Fans on Twitter, Diamond Niner Fans on Facebook. You can even email us at diamond9erfans@gmail.com. Had a lot of fun today. For producer Brad, Kevin, I'm Nick. And even though not literally, metaphorically, we'll see you at the Hayes.